Tennis 605 here with Pat Moller, the head coach for Mitchell Tennis. You know, you got some dogs still in the hunt here and looking really good.
Yeah, it's been a good tournament so far for us to get all 6 of our singles guys in semifinals, and we're just getting ready for the doubles here, and hopefully we can survive today and go after a championship tomorrow.
You know, we haven't been after you know, looking at high school tennis that long on Tennis 605, and really haven't been around that long, but every place we go we hear about the Mitchell program. And, you know, that's pretty amazing, you know, not the biggest town or not the, but you guys have a good pool of athletes there, Mitchell.
Well, yeah, we've got a good thing going right now. You know, we've got a lot of athletes at the top on our varsity lineup, and we got a lot of role models. You know, we've got some all-state basketball, football, baseball, hockey players, and a lot of those younger kids look at them and see that they're playing tennis, and all of a sudden tennis isn't for nerdy kids anymore. It's the cool thing to do, and so a lot of those younger kids are giving it a shot as well. And as coaches, our coaching staff, we're just trying to keep them out and keep them interested. And tennis kind of takes care of itself. It's a lot of fun. It's a sport that is easy to love.
You know, most of the high schools in South Dakota are small enough where they do have quite a few multi-sport athletes. It sounds like you're picking them from about every discipline.
Yeah, you know, I can go through our lineup. You know, Jacob Sersosimo is an all-state football player and an all-state hockey player. And at Flight 2, we've got Bo Brown, and he's an all-state, first-team all-state basketball player. He's going to go to SDSU next year. And then at Flight 4, we've got the quarterback of our football team, and those guys, they're role models to a lot of those little kids. So you know, and then around them we got our pure tennis guys that are just tennis players and love the sport of tennis, and there's a good mix there.
You know, that's one thing that we were talking about yesterday with one of the coaches about. You know, if I was a basketball coach, I'd want to have tennis players because there's no other sport where things aren't going right for you. I mean, you're the only guy to depend on to suck it up and make it happen.
You know, a lot of the athletes say that's a draw for them in tennis is, you know, that you don't have to depend on anybody else. It's you. It's all on you. And for athletes that get into the team sports, they like that change in tennis that you know. If you're going to be successful, it's all on you. You don't have to depend on anybody else, and that's just one of the strengths, you know. And then it's a great sport to improve skills in other sports too. The hand-eye coordination, the lateral movement, the agility, all of that come into play in all sports. So the sport of tennis just kind of helps out with all those other sports as well.
Now, we've talked about, you know, some of these upperclassmen that are going to be leaving your program. What do you have for these exciting young players coming up through the system?
We had 46 kids out for tennis this year, and you know, and I think we're set up pretty well. A lot of schools around the state are probably looking at Mitchell and saying, well, this is their shot, and they're going to fade away. And you know, as the head coach and with John Sersosimo and Chad Larson, my assistant coach, we're going to do everything we can to try to keep this going and make this into a winning tradition. You know, we got our number 7 is Gray Detterman, and he got 3rd in the state at 6 last year, and a kid behind him put in a lot of time and moved above him. That was a pretty tough thing for Gray to take, but you know, he's been our super sub this year, and he's only a junior, and so he'll be coming back next year and filling in an important role for us. And we got a freshman, Carter Kavanaugh, who's a great athlete. Basketball is kind of his passion, but he's a freshman playing 8, and I think he's only lost since he's been in our program as a 7th grader. I think he's only lost maybe 2 or 3 JV matches in 3 years, so he's ready for a shot at that varsity as well. And behind him we got about 6 freshmen that just have put in a ton of time, and they're all chomping at the bit, ready to get these seniors out of the way so they can get a shot at the varsity spot too. So
not many things better than having competition in there to get those spots.
You know, we've had a lot of we started calling them Colonel tournaments, and on Saturdays when the varsity isn't playing, we put together, we just say, if you want to come, and we've been having 20 to 30 kids come to these tournaments, and we make up brackets, and they just battle each other like it's the end of the world if they lose, you know, and there's nothing better than that. They love to compete, and they play each other, and the same person doesn't win every time, and all of that just makes for a good environment for our tennis team, and really secures our future, I think.
That's how you build a program.
I hope so, yeah.
Well, Coach, I'm going to switch gears on you here for just a second and ask you how you got involved in tennis, how long you've been coaching, that sort of thing.
Well, 4 years ago, Gail Klein, she's over here. She retired. She'd been coaching in Mitchell for 30-plus years, and she was retiring, and the AD over the summer asked me about 30 times if I would coach. And
you were successful 29 times in saying no?
I said no 29 times. And the 30th, he says, Coach, he's like, I don't have anybody else. And I said, well, I'm underqualified for sure. And he talked me into it, and I got all the tennis people and my assistant coach and all the people that knew about tennis, and said, okay, if you're going to hire me, this is what you got, and this is what you don't got. And I'd never played any competitive tennis. I'd been playing tennis all my life, just picking up a racket, but I had the learning curve was sharp. So I spent the summer studying the game, and I came in, and we had this group of kids that are juniors and seniors right now, and they were all 8th graders and freshmen back then. And I looked at them, I'm like, I think we're going to be okay in a few years if I don't mess it up. And so I was a student of the game, still am a student of the game, still trying to learn the game, but so far so good. Things are turning out pretty well.
Well, you know, I've been sitting over here by your team all day, and there's one thing that I can tell already, that maybe you're not steeped in decades of tennis, but you have the most important thing for your players, and that's respect. I can see that every time the players walk by you, and it's really nice to see that at this level.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We're a pretty close-knit group. This group of seniors and the underclassmen below them, you know, we've been together competing. We've had 2 other kids. My first year coaching, we had 1 senior and 1 junior and no sophomores. And now, you know, the senior and junior, they're both here right now and cheering on our team, and they're a part of this group as well. But these kids that are all on varsity now have been together for a long time, and they're just a special group of kids. And I've just really enjoyed their patience with me as I learn the sport, and I just really like the way we've come together here and are playing right now in the state tournament.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you very much for your time. Best of luck to you and the team as you go into medal day here.
Thanks a lot. We're going to need some luck.